Guys, today I have my fall nail polish picks for you. So this video has been taking me forever because I love fall nail polish colors. It's honestly my favorite color family out of all seasons, so this is really tough for me. And maybe from the thumbnail you already saw I picked quite a few here. I think I have about like 30 plus polishes here to show you. I really tried to bring it down to 20 because like I wanted to fit everything on one swatch wheel, but I just couldn't. I love them all, so I have to show them to you. And just as my summer nail polish picks, I mentioned this, some of the polishes I'm going to show you here are limited edition polishes, or they're from like older collections. It's probably hard to get to them. I would try my best to link them if I could find them online still, but you know, sometimes it's just difficult. If you couldn't find the exact same polishes, don't worry. I think I'm only just suggesting kind of like the color family or ideas, and maybe you can get inspired and just get similar things. You don't have to get exact same bottle, of course. And most of the polishes I'm going to be talking about, they all have great formulas, because to me, like, a polish has to look good and also at the same time it's easy to work with. So most of them work like a dream formula wise. So let's just get started with this like larger polish wheel. Let's start with some nudie colors, because I think who doesn't like a nude, right? So I think this year, this kind of like flush toned, a little burnt orange-ish, like nude, deeper nude is really in, and I love them. I think they're such a pretty shade. I picked three. The first one is on the lighter side. This one actually came from the August Square Hue box, and I really love this color. I think it's so unique. It's kind of like like I said, it's a flush toned color. It's not exactly a taupe, but it has that pink and it has that brown. It's just a weird color. And I think most of the fall colors are gonna be a little bit hard to describe, because for me personally, I like the mixture of like a few colors. So they're not like exactly a blue, not exactly a green. They're just kind of like mixture of things. This one is definitely no exception. It's just weird to describe, but it has that kind of like pinky tone to it that makes your hand look really manicured. So this is a swatch of it right here. Next one I have is from China Glaze. This one is from a very old collection. It's a fall collection. The color is Desert Sun. So under comparison, you can see Desert Sun is a lot more like brown and orange and yellowish, and this one is definitely on the pinky side. I couldn't narrow it down to just one. I think those two are both so unique, even though they are close enough, but I just have to include this one. It's beautiful formula, 2 coats opaque, and I know it's from an older collection, so it's probably really hard to find though. Also, I apologize, I don't have any swatches for those nails. I'm gonna be using all of them a whole lot in the next few months apparently, and I would try to include as many pictures in my nail polish of the month series that I do, and I would leave a link down below of the playlist that I have. And if you really want to see how they work on the nails, keep your eyes peeled of those videos popping up and subscribe so that you won't miss out on the swatch pictures. The third nude I included is much darker than the other two. It's almost like a purpley color, and I think it's really pretty. This one is called Madeline from Zoya, and it's just a purpley mauve pink color. I'm sure there are a lot of like similar options, but this one is like a one coater. The formula is so good, so I have to include it. The next few are more like Halloween colors, because Halloween lands right in the middle of the fall, so a lot of things are gonna go with that theme. And the first one, actually this one is what I have on my nails right now. This is from Different Dimension. This one is Orange Hollow, and the hollow looks a lot more prominent in the bottle than what it is on the nails. It has a lot of silver flaky and also some micro hollow flaky inside of it. And the linear hollow isn't too obvious. I try to look at my nails under really strong lights, but still, like, I couldn't really see the hollow pattern. It just looks really sparkly and shiny. I think the flaky inside of it almost broke the pattern a little bit. I'm probably strange here. I'm not the hugest fan of hollow polishes, so for me, I don't mind it at all. I would prefer it to be like this. So this is a beautiful 2-coater. I know this one is new, so you can probably still get your hands on it. I feel it's really dark because of how gloomy it is, so I just turned out the blinds. Hopefully it will help with the lighting a little bit. The next one is more like a dirty orange, or more like a dirt brown yellow color, and this one is from Fanchromatic nails. This one I just got from the Chicago nail polish con this year. This one is acrylic base. It has a lot of glitters inside. It has some hollow flakies and it has some bigger chunkier orange glitters inside. It's just so different and unique. This one dries a little bit satin, so it's not like the glossiest finish out there, but I used the top coat on the swatch and it looks just as glossy. I have no problem with it. 2 coats, it's kind of like a sheer formula because it's acrylic. So if you really want to get the opaque finish, you probably need 3 coats, or you can layer it over some other similar colors. Next, I have a polish from Pretty Jelly. This one is in the color Old Fashioned. I think this is more like your typical shimmery burnt orange nail polish. It's probably easier to find a dupe, even though I personally don't have a dupe, but this one is just a perfect burnt orange, and it has a lot of hollow shimmery in it, so it gives a very shimmery finish. So I really enjoy that one. I think it's a more subtle polish compared to the other 2. The next one actually is also from different dimension. This one is from the same trail as Boo Felicia, and then there's another one, so it's like a 3-piece set, and I have to include 2 out of the 3. It's just so amazing. Look at this bottle. Can you see all that shine? It's just a glitter polish. It's in a clear base and you can get it opaque on its own. So here I use 3 coats. It dries rather textured because it's just full of glitters, so you have to use a pretty good top coat. It's just amazing. It's full of orange glitters, black glitters, some hollow glitters, and it's just like a disco ball. It's so hard to describe and it's just blinding and it's beautiful. And the next one here, it's like a sheer black color. This one is also from Fanchromatic nails and the color is called the Maze. So this one is in the jelly black base and it has a lot of hollow, like micro hollow glitters and some chunkier orange glitters. It almost feels like those 2 colors are like the same family. They just have different base color. And this one, I also suggest 3 coats because it's a jelly finish. It's going to be a little bit more sheer. And I use 3 coats right here. I think it will be better to be topped over like a black polish instead. And I topped it with a top coat as well because it does dry a little bit satin. And I like the orange glitter to pop, so I would suggest a glossy top coat. Next, let's go into my greens and blues. The first blue I included, it's just kind of like a navy blue color. This one is from Orly and the color is High on Hope. It's so different because it's this navy blue base, but it has a very strong like pinky flash tone, and I really enjoy that. I think it's something different from the mainstream brands, and the pinky flash tone is pretty obvious as well. Next, I have to include this. This one is like a really dark, definitely darker than navy blue kind of blue color. This one is from Zoya. The color is Natty. It's just a dark blue. You need a color like this in the fall season, so I have to include this one. Formula is gorgeous. Next is from Essie. This one, I think it's a 2014 fall collection or 2015 fall collection. The entire collection is beautiful. If you can get your hands on them, I suggest all of them. And this one particular that I chose was Fall in Line. It's just kind of like a sagey green, leaning a little blue kind of color. It's a 1-coater and it doesn't stain your nails. It's gorgeous. And the next green is kind of like a really deep forest hunter green. It's like 1 shade darker than your typical forest and hunter green. And this one is from Square Hue again. I love this brand. They have so many unique colors that surprise you. And the color is called Valor. And this one came 2013, so it's probably really hard to find it. It's deep, but it's dusty and dirty. You know, it's so hard to make a color just like this. And the formula is also beautiful. 2 coats is fully opaque. Ooh, the next one is just like the perfect emerald green, and it has a lot of scattered hollow. And of course, it's from Zoya. Zoya is like famous for this formula that they do. They come up with new shades, and they're so good. You all know about this shade, I'm sure. It came out, was it last year? I think it came out last year. It's just beautiful. It's like the perfect jewel tone green. There's nothing bad I can say about this. The next 2 are from Revlon. Like, you will be surprised that Revlon could do such unique shades. I got both of them from Big Lots a little while back. The first one is kind of like a witchy green. Is there a shade like that? Like this kind of green is just like a witch kind of color. And this one is in the shade Rainforest. It's this amazing like jewel toned green, but it has so many golden shimmer in it, and it's just sparkly and glittery and just beautiful. And the next one is definitely like much darker of a green, but look at that golden flash to it. Oh my gosh, it's just so good. The base color is so deep because you look at it, it's almost like black, but it just has that golden sheen to bring out that glory. If I declutter all of my Revlon polishes, I'm sure I'll be keeping those too because they're just gems. They're so different. The last typical green that I'm including is Zoya Yara. It's a dusty army green with a lot of golden shimmer in it, and it's beautiful. Like Zoya is also really good at this formula. I have no complaints. It's just easy to work with, so you have to get this one. The last two greens I'm gonna be talking about, those are kind of like your puke green, kind of gross and weird color, right? One is darker, one is lighter, but they're like similar ideas. I don't think you need to get both, but they're both equally gorgeous. The darker one is from Zoya. This one is a new polish, I think, from spring this year, and the color is called Scout. It's just so different, you know? Doesn't it remind you of a frog? It's just kind of like gross Halloween-like, but also at the same time on your nails it looks amazingly good. It has this like sheen in it. Mary from A Love Tart, but no, her channel name now is Mary Kale. She described it as tame but interesting. I think that's perfect. It's really just tame but interesting. I love it so much. I just recently wore it, and I'm sure I'm gonna be wearing this a whole lot. The lighter one here is a cream formula. This one comes from OPI. Love this color. It's just the most gross color there is, but in the bottle it looks like it has a very subtle silver sheen, but on the nails it just looks like a cream color. Finally, so that's one wheel. Let's get to the next wheel now. This one is more like on the purple reddish kind of color theme family, and I think they're more like your typical fall colors. If you're not into like pukey green, if you're not into like burnt orange, you know, those ones usually you cannot go wrong with them. And I'm gonna start with my purples. The first deep purple I'm gonna be talking about here is Zoya Sansa. This one came from the same collection as Yara that I just showed you, and it's the same kind of finish, but this one is in a deep purple base with a lot of golden shimmer. You cannot go wrong with this. The next one is very unique, and it comes from Wet n Wild, surprisingly. You wouldn't think Wet n Wild could do anything unique, right? This one is the Wild Shine line, and the color is called Eggplant Frost, and it really just feels like a frosty eggplant. I think the name is perfect because if you look at it, it's kind of like a deep purple but with a lighter, almost bluish sheen, and it dries quite squishy. It's almost like a jelly formula, but it definitely isn't because two coats is opaque. It's such a different color. Like, I do not have anything quite like it in my collection. That's just crazy to say. And I know this bottle of mine is so old, but I just cannot get rid of it because how unique it is. The next three are more like your berry colors rather than deep purples, and they are gorgeous. The first one is from China Glaze. This one is in the color Nice Caboose. It also came from a fall collection, I think 2013 maybe. It's the perfect mixture of plum and purple, and it has a lot of like lighter fuchsia color sheen in it. It's not really shimmer or glitter, it's more like a shift. It's really beautiful and unique. It's dark, but you can definitely still see the color on it. The next one is a true berry, and I know there are a lot of berry colors out there, so I really want to give you a more unique selection. So this one I picked Zoya Glaze, and are you surprised? Like, I just love this hollow finish, and I already include the green, so of course the berry has to come in this selection as well, right? And if I have more space, I would definitely include Zoya Finley. You all know how great that one is, but I didn't include it, but I love it with all my heart. The last one is also from Zoya. This is Zoya Sam. This one is more like a jelly finish. I used two coats and it dries a little lighter than what it is in the bottle. It's just a blood berry, like the ox blood color that we always look for in the fall. This is it. Like, look no further. This is your blood color. Then I have three browns, and they're all like a little bit different one way or another. The first one, it's more like a champagne-y brown. It's like a bronzy color. It's much lighter than your typical brown. And this one is a micro shimmer actually. In the bottle, it looks like it has a lot of blue and pinkish brown shimmer inside, and it has a golden shift to it. It's so unique and different. And you can get it opaque on your nails by 2 coats, and it has a metallic shine. I love it. The next two are both Zoya's. I think they came from the same collection too. I just included both of them because one is shimmery, one is a cream. The shimmery one is called Cinnamon and the cream one is called Nisa. Color-wise, they're very close to each other, but the shimmery one has that sheen. So it feels like it has a lot more dimension, but you know, they're just some good old browns. All right, we're at the last 3 now. The last 3 are all like reddish colors. They're not your typical red because they're all more like brick red or burnt orange red. They have that like fall feeling to them, don't they? The first one is a darker brick red color. It's more like a brick red to blood red in a way, and it's a little squishy, so it's like perfect. And this one is from Square Hue again. I'm telling you, this brand will surprise you. And the color is called Scorched Summer. It also came from 2013 collection, so it's pretty old. And that color, I just do not have a dupe of it in my collection. It's so unique and different. It was a summer polish, but I mean, it's also perfect for fall. I cannot get enough of this. The next one is more like an orange than a red. It's more like a reddish orange. And this one is from OPI. The color is called It's a Piazza Cake. Do I need to say more? Look at this color. Isn't that just unique though? Like, have you ever seen anything quite similar to this? I just love it. The very last one now, it's from Zoya again. It's not like a really popular polish out there. You know, like Zoya has a lot of like names out there that people know those shades by name. This one, I never hear anyone talk about it. It's in the color Channing. I got it from Ulta on clearance just one time all randomly. Didn't have too much expectation, but look at that. It's just like a fiery red and it has that brick kind of color to it, but really it's beautiful. So that's all the colors I recommend to you for this fall. I think the brick red, the burnt orange, the scotch kind of color, they're just so in. And this one I just got this year too. I didn't include it in this polish pick, but you should go get it. It's from Kibi Shimmer's fall collection and the color is, oh my god, the mustardy yellows. Oh my gosh, there are so many different interesting colors this fall and I'm beyond excited, and my rack is just full of polishes, and I probably initially picked like 60 polishes rather than 30, and it was really hard for me to bring them down to this size already. And I would be giving you a fall polish rack video soon just because I have so many more that I want to use this fall. So if you want to see that video, click the little bell button so you can get notified once that video comes alive. Let me know your favorite fall polish or polishes. I really want to know because I'm just a nail polish junkie, right? I already have so many nail polishes, but I'm still looking for more. So let me know your suggestions, and thank you guys for watching. Bye.